Here at VCCW, we've been running the program for 2 years, initiated by a grant from the federal government. And so it has been going successfully, and we've worked with several women here who've been able to use the program.
With this grant that we're working with, the Family Reintegration Reentry Grant for Women, Probation Pro has had an opportunity to partner with the client advocates. The client advocates has actually served as an extension of Probation Pro. And one of the crucial aspects is these client advocates were involved prior to release. They got a chance to work with them from an institutional setting. They got a chance to meet with them, to work with their children, to meet with their families.
I'm a client advocate with Cumberland Mountain Community Services in conjunction with Probation, District 43, Probation and Parole. Fortunately, we do have funding through the DOC and District 43 that we can access needed clothing, household items, and even housing resources if needed. We do have some local food pantries that are willing to assist.
We have several of the POs at District 43 that are involved with the reentry and working with the Community Service Board.
Their connection with the client advocate is absolutely essential in terms of building on what we've started here. What's done in those last 6 months in this reentry program and the training that we're providing is really the beginning of the process.
A client advocate is someone that cares about other people that are going through difficult times in their lives, and they just need somebody to back them up, somebody to give them that push that they need.
My advocate is Karen Waldron, and she's been a blessing. The main thing that comes with her is that I'm not afraid to ask her for help, and that's one issue that I've had my entire life, and I have a lot of trust and respect for her.
I think that her building that relationship with that client advocate, becoming close and talking to the client advocate on personal issues, building that rapport has really been a tool for her and has helped her out more than anything.
Even if I have nothing going on during the week, she'll call just to say, how are things going?
Sometimes it's just a 5-minute phone call to say, hey, this is Karen, just called to check on you.
I get really good feedback actually from my probationers towards their client advocates.
If I didn't have Bethany helping me in this program in general, I'm not real sure where I would be at this point in my recovery.
In a small town like this, you don't get much help. Recovering addicts there's not a lot of leniency for them, there's a lot of judgments on them. And this program was a place that I could turn to where no one looks at me like I'm an ex-offender. No one looks at me like I've done anything wrong. The only purpose is to help me.
Sometimes family has had it with them because of the things that they've been through, the troubles, the trials, the problems. They're tired.
My daughter Alicia was on drugs bad, but for years I was blinded to the fact. And she got arrested just for the local jails though, or whatever, a few times. And we would bail her out. But finally we decided we wasn't going to, because it wouldn't help her any.
My drug addiction affected my family and my kids tremendously, more so than I think it did me, because I didn't see what I was doing to myself, they did.
I was upset, I was angry, because why can't you just choose me?
As far as trusting me, I lied, manipulated, stole money. He didn't trust anything I said. My mom tried everything to help me. She was right there, helping, always there to She never judged me. She always took care of me. I'd hope to be half the woman that she is, and have half the heart, and be able to forgive and see the good in people.
Having the support of the family, having a positive reunification experience is critical to that road home.
facility generally contacts us for people coming out of Tazewell, Buchanan, and Russell counties. They have to be parenting or able to parent their children, and then they have to complete an intensive parenting curriculum.
One of the big difficulties of offering training, in particularly parenting training in prison, is that there's no opportunity to really practice what you're doing.
I think the parenting program helped me a lot that I took while I was incarcerated. There was a part in it where it was just stop and think, and that helps so much now. I definitely use the tools that I've learned while being in that program.
I learned a lot of helpful things. There are so many things that I use daily that I learned in that class that I never thought I would even use.
Cumberland Mountain was part of the reentry parenting that I did. They had video visits. They allowed my parents to come here, so I got to see my kids every week.
First video conference, I loved it. I loved because she was so far away, we didn't get to see her. So for me to actually be able to just sit down and talk to my mom, just have a full conversation with her, not a 20-minute conversation on the phone, it was amazing. I got to show her my engagement ring. I got to show her my new sweater, my new shoes. I got to tell her what I did last weekend. It was like old times.
You kind of forgot for a minute where you was, because your kids were running around crazy and my girls were arguing, and it was just like being at home.
After I finished one of the video conference calls, I felt more at ease because you could see that she was doing better. She talked, like she had some kind of sense.
I had a video visitation, and it was just unbelievable. I could still remember, I could almost feel like I could touch them through it.
That's the awesome part of this grant. It has allowed us to use the video conferencing system to get families and the offender face to face. No, this is not a job. It is a job, but it's not just a job. I care.
She's been a blessing. If it wouldn't have been for Karen, I don't know if this program would have worked for us.
I see things now that I didn't before. I was so naive or just so selfish in my addiction that I didn't care. My probation officer, she talks all the time that if all of her clients had an advocate, she wouldn't have to worry as much, that she doesn't have to worry as much about me because she knows that Karen has my back.
The reentry program that I'm in is an amazing program. It's an amazing opportunity to get one step ahead of the other. In a small town like this, you don't get much help.
You need to reach out and have all the help that you can take when you come home, because times are hard.
Give these ladies a chance. Come and talk to the ladies that we've worked with. You come sit in on a video with a mother that hasn't seen her child and all the family there together. It works.
These ladies do deserve a second chance. They're our neighbors, our co-workers, our family members. They need a chance to get a job, to have their own home, and to have their children back so their children have a mother that they can depend on.
As it pertains to these ladies that are in the program, recidivism rates have gone down, specifically in our area. The important thing about this program is it has reached out to a population in our community that sometimes we overlook and that does not get that opportunity. And so therefore, the success has been so much greater.
The women that participate in the program definitely have seen a reduction in recidivism. They see that the people coming out in this program come out far ahead of people coming out that haven't been involved with the program. I think that the investment is paying off. It's paying off in a big way.